ठीक है, तो स्टार्ट कर जी। स्टूडेंट में म्यूट करके दो। ठीक है सर।
एडा जो नेक्स्ट में कौन पढ़ते हैं
सर एक मिनट लिखो। हाँ लिखो।
ठीक है। हेलो बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। गुड मॉर्निंग फाइनल ईयर स्टूडेंट्स. We are discussing about orthopedics. We have discussed already orthopedics, general principles, orthopedic related investigations, orthopedic complications, and some part of orthopedic treatment. So today we will discuss musculoskeletal tumors. We have arranged 2 lectures from a senior professor from London, UK, Professor Awais Sheikh Saab. I am a student of Professor Awais Sheikh Saab at LUMS, and sir is at London since 20 years. And sir connection done, and sir will give lectures, 2 lectures, one on 14 July and other on 21st July. General principles of the fractures and then infections. Today I will discuss musculoskeletal tumors. Musculoskeletal tumors means tumors related to the limbs, muscles as well as skeletal system. Okay, so what is tumor? Can you define tumor? Yes, tumor is the abnormal growth of cells or tissues. Tumor is abnormal growth of cells or tissues. That is tumor. What are the causes of tumors? Why tumor occurs? Different causes we will discuss. So musculoskeletal tumors, 2 types, primary and secondary. We discuss about the causative agents of the tumors, how tumor occurs, what are the causes of the tumors. Causes of tumors mainly chronic irritation, chronic friction, okay, chronic wounds, okay, irradiations, okay, chemical agents, certain chemical agents, they are carcinogenic. So chemical agents, chronic irritations, and irradiation, radiation therapy, these are carcinogenic. So musculoskeletal tumors are of 2 types, primary and secondary. Primary from the bones itself, upper limbs, lower limbs, from the bones itself, and secondary come from the other sites in the body. What are those sites from where the tumor is spread in the bones? You can start from neck, thyroid, then chest, lungs, breast, then abdomen, kidneys, then pelvis, prostate. So there are 2 types of the tumors, primary and secondary tumors. Primary bone tumors, primary malignant bone tumors are called as sarcomas. Primary malignant bone tumors are called as sarcomas. The bone tumors are of benign type or malignant type. Primary malignant bone tumors are called as sarcomas. Sarcomas. Musculoskeletal malignant tumors are called as sarcomas. Sarcoma word indicate that the tumor is related to the musculoskeletal system. But if tumor related to the epithelial tissues, these are carcinomas. So tumor-related primary malignant bone tumors, these are sarcomas. These are mesodermal in origin. Secondary bone tumors, these spread from primary carcinomas of breast, kidney, thyroid, lungs. These are called metastatic carcinomas. These are ectodermal in origin. These are carcinomas. Secondary bone tumors come from the carcinoma of the thyroid, lungs, breast, kidneys. Okay. So these are the metastatic carcinomas. These are ectodermal in origin. Okay. So what is the difference between benign and malignant tumors? Benign tumor and malignant tumor. Benign tumors, these are slowly growing. Slow growth, small swelling, well circumscribed, no or few symptoms, non-invading. These are the benign tumors. While malignant tumors, these are rapidly growing swelling, not well circumscribed, and invade in the surrounding tissues, and also associated with severe pain and disability. And there is metastasis also. That is the malignant. So this is the difference. These are the differences between benign and malignant tumors. Benign, slow growing, while malignant, rapidly growing. Benign, well circumscribed swelling. Malignant, not well circumscribed, margins are ill-defined. Benign, these are non-invading to the other tissues. Malignant, these invade mostly in the other compartments. Benign tumors, no or few symptoms, slight pain, slight swelling. Malignant tumors, these are associated with pain and disability. Severe pain occurs in malignancy. Disability, patient is unable to use the joints. So X-ray shows lesions confined to the bone, only confined to the bone, that is in benign tumor. While in malignant tumor, ill-defined borders, mottled appearance, cortex may be broken. In malignant tumor, cortex may be broken. The tumor becomes extracompartmental. From intraosseous, the tumor becomes extracompartmental. That is radiological sign of malignant tumors. But if tumor is confined to the bone, that is benign. And in case of malignancy, ill-defined borders, mottled appearance, multiple lytic lesions, cortex may be broken. Okay. Origin of the cells. Classification, origin from the cell type. From bone, benign form osteoid osteoma, while in malignancy, osteosarcoma. Osteoid osteoma and osteosarcoma. In the cartilage, chondroma or osteochondroma. In malignancy, chondrosarcoma. Fibrous tissue, fibroma, malignancy, fibrosarcoma. In the marrow tissue, hemangioma and angiosarcoma. Uncertain origin from the giant cell tumor, malignant giant cell tumor. Okay. So from the bone, osteoid osteoma, benign form, osteosarcoma is the malignancy. From the cartilage, chondroma, osteochondroma, and malignant form is chondrosarcoma. fibrous tissue, fibroma, fibrosarcoma malignancy. Different other giant cell tumor, malignant giant cell tumor, GCT. So that is classification depending upon the cell type, either bone or cartilage or fibrous tissue or bone marrow or uncertain origin. So these musculoskeletal tumors, when originating from this type of cell or that type of cell, that can be named as benign or malignant. We will discuss general principles regarding tumors. General principles. If a patient of tumor comes to you, how will you approach the patient? You will approach the patient from taking history. Taking history. The patient will complain of pain, severe pain. There are different questions about pain, 8-10 questions. Site of the pain, radiation of the pain, character of the pain, radiation of the pain, okay. Then aggravating factors, relieving factors. So mass or swelling. Also patient complain of mass or swelling in the affected part. He is unable to use the neighboring joints. He is unable to do routine life work. So unsafe, acute and malignant tumors. Acute and malignant tumors and insidious and benign tumor. Acute and malignant tumors, onset is acute. While in case of benign tumors, the onset is slow, insidious. There are other anorexia, weight loss, fever. So you will approach the case of musculoskeletal tumor in this way. Patient is complaining of history. Ada signal out होते हैं. Signal वाला signed out. ELHI signed out.
Senti tangi BID akira itu aja sih.
Ada award वाले के कोई नहीं. कारण गुजरे लम्हा award में ना.
ये कहीं था पार्टिसिपेंट्स का पूछा था तो आपको आवाज आ रही है पीपीटी शो रही
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Clear. Sound clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are discussing general principles of the musculoskeletal tumors. Today's discussion is at undergraduate level, final year. How will you approach the case of musculoskeletal tumors? So history, pain, mass, swelling, onset, other associated complaints such as loss of appetite, loss of weight, fever. Age is important in musculoskeletal tumors. Ewing sarcoma common in children. Ewing sarcoma. Malignant tumor which mostly occurs in children. And metastasis that is common in old age. Yes, there may be other symptoms such as neurological symptoms. Patient will complain of paresthesia or numbness in the affected parts. Paresthesia means altered sensations or numbness. Why this occur? Because due to excessive swelling and pressure symptoms. Therefore, pressure on the nerves, there may be pressure on the vessels, pressure on the nerves, paresthesia, numbness, patient may complain of. One will think about that there is swelling, means if there is swelling, just like in the thigh, the pressure symptoms, pressure may be on the sciatic nerve, pressure may be on the vessels. So other approach for the musculoskeletal tumor, there may be pathological fracture. Pathological fracture, even at home, fracture can occur. No history of trauma, no history of accident. Pathological fracture occurs silently. So you may suspect or you will investigate about the cause of the fracture. If no evidence of musculoskeletal tumor initially, patient develops or sustains pathological fracture, you will do X-rays and you will find the radiological signs of the fracture. This way also occur. Clinical examination, you will approach the patient, clinical examination, general examination, anemia. Usually patients are anemic and lymphadenopathy. Regional lymph nodes are enlarged. In case of axilla, in case of inguinal, the regional lymph nodes become enlarged. When lymph nodes become enlarged, one can suspect about the tumor. So anemia, loss of blood. Then local examination. Local examination of the lump or swelling. In final year, you work at parts and you well know about the examination of the lump or examination of the swelling. How will you start examination of the lump or swelling? You will note down the following points. Site. Where is the lump? Where is the swelling? Site. In the mid-thigh or in the knee joint. Site. Size. Millimeters, centimeters. Okay, width. Then longitudinal size. Then margins. You will assess the margins of the swelling. Margins are clearly defined or ill-defined. Ill-defined margins of the swelling, that is the sign of malignant tumors. Then consistency of the swelling. The swelling may be hard, may be soft, may be firm. Hard swelling, that is of musculoskeletal tumors, hard swelling, stony hard swelling. And firm means inside hematoma or infection, soft swelling. Okay, you can aspirate and you will try to get diagnosis. Then the swelling may be pulsatile. Pulsation in the swelling. Pulsation in the swelling means the swelling is connection with the vascular structure. Maybe aneurysm. Pulsatile swelling may be aneurysm. Then tenderness of the swelling. In case of malignancy, maximum tenderness. And try to touch the patient swelling. The patient will try to avoid. The local temperature of the swelling increased in case of infection. Okay. Then mobility of the swelling. If swelling is adherent with the bone or other soft tissues, or swelling is not mobile. Then deformities. Deformities. Okay. So local examination lump, you think about that you are on the patient and you are watching and you are examining the swelling. Where is the site of the swelling, size of the swelling, and rough margins, consistency, pulsatile swellings, tenderness, temperature, mobility, deformities, joint contractures may be present. Because the position of ease, the patient gives the position of ease, flexed position of the joints is position of ease. Then what will happen? There will be development of the contractures of the joints. So deformities, proximal as well as distal joints occur. Contractures of the joints occur. So that is the way how to approach the case of musculoskeletal tumor patient, from history taking, from general physical examination, local examination, then proceed. Then clinical examination for other systems, neurological examinations. Okay, you can examine the jerks, you can examine the dermatomes, myotomes, neurological examination. Then systemic examination. You must do examination of the spine, chest, abdomen, because there is metastasis to the chest also. Bone tumors can metastasize to the lungs. So metastasis can occur in the spine also. Metastasis can occur anywhere in the abdomen. So you must assess, you must examine other systems also. This will be not correct if you only concentrate on the swelling in the limbs. You must examine whole system, whole body. Okay. Then you will advise the investigations. There are radiological investigations and hematological investigations. What are the radiological investigations? Baseline is radiograph. And other radiological investigations, ultrasound, Doppler ultrasound, CT, MRI, CT scan, and then hematological investigations, starting from baseline and then specific investigation. So investigations, routine hematological, CP, ESR. ESR will be increased in case of tumors. HB level will be decreased. There will be alteration in the cell count. Okay. Urine analysis for Baines-Jones proteins. Simple test urine DR. The Baines-Jones proteins become positive or appear in the urine. In case of urine analysis, if Baines-Jones proteins are present, simple test, that is the diagnostic for multiple myeloma. Multiple myeloma in urine analysis, Baines-Jones proteins appear. That is the BCQ question. Mostly in the final year exams, BCQ questions, Baines-Jones proteins appear in the multiple myeloma, osteosarcoma, chondrosarcoma, बहुत सारे. Correct word or diagnosis is the multiple myeloma. Other specific investigations, serum calcium, phosphorus will be increased. Serum calcium and phosphorus will be increased in case of tumors, musculoskeletal tumors. The people say that calcium is decreasing. Mostly people say that sir, calcium is decreasing. We are suffering due to pain. Our calcium will be decreased. No, no. In case of tumors, calcium and phosphorus will be increased. And alkaline phosphate is also increased. Bone analysis. These are specific bone analysis reports. Serum calcium, serum phosphorus. The ratio between calcium and phosphorus is 3:1. अगर 3 calcium to 1 phosphorus. If this is altered ratio, then one can suspect about bone pathologies. So serum alkaline phosphate is also increased in case of osteosarcoma. The serum acid phosphatase that is increased in metastatic tumors, serum acid phosphate such as prostatic carcinoma, acid phosphatase is increased in case of metastatic tumors. So hematological investigation. Now radiological investigation, X-ray of the affected part, different views, anterior-posterior view and lateral view. We can also advise chest X-ray. Why chest X-ray? For secondaries. But the metastasis is of very minute size, less than millimeters. So can't be visualized in normal routine X-ray of the chest. So CT scan will be beneficial. So normally, radiograph of the affected part, such as femur, anterior-posterior and lateral views. Now, if lesion is present in the bone, what points you will collect? Lesion solitary or multiple? Solitary cyst or multiple? Solitary or multiple? Site in the mid thigh, in the mid bone, in the epiphysis, in the metaphysis, you can decide for the site. Where is the site of the lesion? Type of the bone involved. Type of the bone involved. Long bone involved, short bone involved. Okay. Vertebral body involved. Type of the bone involved. Then margins of the lesion. Radiologically, you will assess the margins of the cavity. If margins are clear, means benign. If margins are haphazard and ill-defined, the means malignancy. Means malignancy. If margins are ill-defined, means malignancy. Radiologically, you can guess about tumor is benign or not, or malignant. The margins of the lesion, you can decide that lesion is solitary or multiple. Multiple lesions means malignancy. And site, metaphaseal, epiphaseal, diaphaseal, and type of the bone, and margins. Margins clearly defined or ill-defined. Then cortical destruction. Then cortical destruction. Cortical destruction. Cortex becomes broken. In case of malignant tumors, those become extra compartmental. If tumor comes from out of the compartment, the cortex may be broken. Then bony reaction means periosteum. You can see the periosteal elevation in the radiographs. Codman's triangle. What is Codman's triangle? Means along the site of the cortex, there is elevation. Periosteum is on the bone. Elevation of the periosteum, and there is formation of triangle. That is called as Codman's triangle. That becomes apparent in case of malignancies, Codman's triangle. So these points you can gather from the routine radiograph if lesion is present. Number of the lesions, site, margins. You can see margins of the lesion. Very easy, clearly defined or not. Cortex broken or not. Codman's triangle is present or not. Okay. Then chest X-ray. Secondaries are chest X-ray. Secondaries for chest X-ray. Now, other special investigation, CT scan. For, as I told that, detecting pulmonary metastasis, lesion less than 2 millimeter. CT detects lesion less than 2 millimeter. Very, very minute lesion can be diagnosed by CT scan, but not in routine radiography. Bone scan for detect total body bone scan for detecting silent escape lesions. I hope you must know the difference between CT scan and bone scan. What is the difference between CT scan and bone scan? CT scan means done for the specified parts such as pelvis, any part. And bone scan means total body bone, total body skeleton, total body. That is bone scan. For getting bone scan, isotopes are injected. Isotopes, different isotopes, IV. While in case of CT scan, just as OPD, go and do CT scan of the pelvis or any part. But when we need total body skeleton, that is bone scan. That is done at the Loring Center. Then isotopes are injected, big camera is there. First, there will be bone scan taken, and after 4 hours, again bone scan after injecting isotopes. So I hope you can tell the difference between bone scan and CT scan. In exam, usually in exam, this type of question is asked. Then arteriography, specific investigation. Then ultrasonography, other way, Doppler ultrasonography, colored. That can detect that the mass, in the mass, there is swelling. Swelling is of fluid, means hematoma, pus, or blood, or swelling is hard. So ultrasonography, Doppler ultrasound. These are the special investigations. Special investigations such as MRI. MRI means magnetic resonance imaging. Sahi hai? MRI. So most accurate method for assessing tumor spread. Most accurate method for assessing tumor spread. MRI. And biopsy. You can do a special investigation biopsy. Close biopsy, open biopsy. Close by fine needle aspiration. Fine needle aspiration, you can do biopsy and send biopsy for histopathological report. Okay, and open biopsy by incisional method or excisional method. You can do incision and get tissue for histopathology. You can take the most total excision in total excision, and send for histopathological report. When you are getting biopsy, that must be secured in normal cell line and then sent to the pathologist after writing details about the name of the patient, age, then radiographs, and then peroperative findings. Then pathologist will be able to give a better description of the histopathology. So pillows biopsy we can do if in fine needle aspiration. So these are the investigations. You become not after that, oh, tumor case, oh, corona case. Oh, okay, tumor case. You can proceed. You can approach the patient routinely as you are getting upstairs one by one. General principles by history and then examinations and then what is the help? Advising investigations. You can advise basic investigation. You must not become confused in the exam. You must get, you can give proper questions, answers. Sir, I will advise the patient hematological investigation, CP, ESR, urea, sugar, LFT, other species, calcium, phosphorus, alkaline phosphate. I will advise the X-rays of the patient, CT scan, bone scan. Okay, in which conditions you will advise bone scan? In which condition you will advise CT scan? If lesion is only localized, in that case CT. But if you think that the lesion is spread, the lesion is from metastasis, then you can advise further bone scan. Then other methods, MRI, biopsy. Okay. I hope you are understanding. You are getting some concept about musculoskeletal tumors. I hope. We are discussing general principles and specific. There are a lot of tumors, benign, malignant. So we are doing general principles discussion. Staging system of the tumors. What is the staging system of tumors in case of musculoskeletal tumors? There is classification named as Inneking's classification. Inneking staging. ENNEK. Inneking's staging or Inneking classification. What that classification shows? All benign lesions are low grade. Here low grade, what's low grade, what is high grade? Yes, low grade or high grade concluded on pleomorphism. What is the pleomorphism? Nucleus structures, few nuclei or multiple nuclei or nucleus alterations or color of the stroma or nuclei. So low grade and high grade, multiple nuclei, multiple very color disfigurement. Okay. So all benign lesions are low grade and all sarcoma means what is sarcoma? Means malignant tumor. That may be low or high grade. Intra or extra compartmental. Metastasis may or may not be. These are the thick items of the innate stage. Now we will see in this way. Innate staging 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3. 1A means low grade intra-compartment. This A and B shows compartment extent, border of the compartment. If low grade in the bone means A. If extra compartmental means B. So low grade intra-compartmental means 1A. And this will be how you will decide on the CT scan report, on the MRI report that tumor is intracompartmental or extracompartmental. Okay. And by pathology report that about the nucleus, about the mitochondria, about different sites of the cell. So low grade. On the description of the, so we'll decide that the tumor is of 1B, means low grade, extra compartmental. But if 2A means high grade, but intra-compartmental. High grade extra compartmental comes from bone, and high grade means 2B. And 3 low or high grade intra or extra compartmental with metastasis. In 3 metastasis may or may not be. Mostly metastasis is present. So 1A, 1B. So management of the tumors depends upon this classification. If tumor is of grade 3, then what will you do? Radiotherapy, chemotherapy. Whole body is involved, metastasis. If tumor is low grade, intracompartmental, you will do only curettage of the lesion, washing. If tumor is high grade, extracompartmental, 2B. Now tumor is extracompartmental. You must excite the whole part of the lesion, and you can fix the artificial prosthesis in that side. If you are removing the joint, okay, remove the joint. Get rid of from tumor for the patient, and you can fix the joint. Okay, artificial prosthesis. So the management of the tumors depends upon the grading. Now, differential diagnosis. Differential diagnosis of the tumors, musculoskeletal tumors. Swelling. Swelling is there. Swelling may be of hematoma. If you aspirate, you will get blood. Hematoma. Or myositis ossificans means the tissues become ossified. Myositis ossificans mostly occurs at the elbow level. Trauma, then roughening, then massaging, myositis ossificans. Stress fracture in prolonged staining, stress fracture. What is the common site of stress fracture? Do you know? No. Stress fracture, not site of stress fracture. The stress fracture occurs in the metatarsal. Why? In the metatarsal, due to prolonged staining. Prolonged staining such as forcemen, rangers, army. So prolonged staining, stress fracture can occur, and that mimic the tumors. One can say, if one soldier is standing long time, and complaining of pain, and then radiograph, doctor will say, oh, you are getting, I think that you are getting benign growth. Oh, no, sir. So, stress fracture. Stress fracture can radiologically, the fracture line is present, and after a few weeks there may be periosteum calcification, and that will mimic the malignancy. Bone infection, osteomyelitis, that will also mimic the tumors. So these are the differential diagnoses that either may be musculoskeletal tumor, real, or maybe hematoma, or maybe myositis ossificans, or maybe stress fracture. What is the other side of stress fracture? Tibia diaphysis. So prolonged staining, bone infection. So are you getting my point? Yes, I hope. So how will you manage the case of tumor? How will you manage? Think about this point. How will you manage? You think, what will be the what will be the treatment of musculoskeletal tumor? Yes, easy. Depends upon the innate staging system and depend upon the, yes, innate system. If the tumor is very much localized, you can cure it. If tumor is somewhat prolonging, then debulking. If there's mass is present, means you can debulk the mass. If tumor is much more increasing the marginal excision, remove the tumor. Or if the tumor is getting extracompartmental, whole joint, proximal, distal, you can do radical resection. You can remove all compartments, such as whole bone. You can get rid of from whole compartment. And what will be there? If you remove whole compartment, artificial prosthesis. Artificial prosthesis. According to the measurement, custom made implants. Custom made implant. What is custom made implant? Custom. That custom belonging to airport. Custom made implant means implant formation along the on the measurement of the compound. So surgical treatment, operative procedures for the tumors. Operation, there will be operation. Operation may be minor, operation may be major. You can do excision and curettage. Okay, start from this layer or marginal excision, or you can do debulking or marginal excision, or you can do radical resection. Radical resection. Okay, there are also other methods of musculoskeletal tumors. Surgical techniques, limb sparing surgery. Limb sparing surgery. You can remove this whole part involving the joint and periarticular area, and you can fix custom made implant according to the need, according to the measurement which surgeon can get, and according to the need of the patient, preparation of that implant, that is called as custom made implant. Or replacement procedures, remove the joint, and such as total hip replacement, total knee replacement, you can remove and fix, and you can undergo replacement procedures, total joint replacement. So limb sparing surgery, limb save, try to save the limb, then patient life will be saved. So wide excision, pre and post operative chemotherapy. One before operation and other is after operation. New adjuvant therapy and adjuvant therapy. We will discuss. So one can do amputation if tumor is much more increased. To save the life of the patient, one can do amputation. Save life of the patient, amputation. And other methods for tumor, musculoskeletal tumors, chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Chemotherapy, preoperatively means new adjuvant. That is called as new adjuvant. About 8 to 12 weeks preoperative, means 2 to 3 months preoperative, new adjuvant therapy. And adjuvant therapy means 6 to 12 months post-operative. 6 to 12 months post-operative. That is adjuvant therapy. Why you are giving preoperatively chemotherapy? To reduce the size of the tumor, to facilitate the surgery. Size of the tumor is decreasing, and to facilitate the surgery. New adjuvant therapy, 8 to 12 weeks preoperative, and adjuvant therapy post-operatively to kill the tumor cells. Chemotherapy. There are different chemotherapy drugs, Metazin, Efloxin. So many drugs are present, chemotherapy. Then radiotherapy. If tumor is radiosensitive, you will do radiotherapy. What are the complications of radiotherapy? There may be baldness of the patient, total hair loss, complications. There may be very weight loss, loss of appetite. Radiotherapy, very difficult procedure for the patient to tolerate. If patient tolerate radiotherapy, Allah de aman, वाला किसी को ऐसी रेडियोथेरापी कीमोथेरापी से बचाए and also corona से बचाए. So radiotherapy, radiosensitive tumors such as Ewing sarcoma. And what are the radiosensitive tumors? Ewing sarcoma, myeloma, lymphoma. These are the radiosensitive tumors. So without radiotherapy, how patient will get benefit? Radiotherapy must in these radiosensitive tumors. Multiple myeloma, all body is involved. Lymphoma, whole body is involved. Ewing sarcoma, common in children, but that is radiosensitive. So chemotherapy and radiotherapy. Are you getting my point? Treatment methods means surgical methods. Curate, debulk, amputation, radical resection, custom-made implant, chemotherapy, radiotherapy. Okay. So I hope you have gained some concept about musculoskeletal tumors. And how do you approach the musculoskeletal tumors? What are the different types of benign? What are the differences between benign and malignant tumors? What is the cell type, cell origin of the patient? What is the Leakin classification? Yes, undergraduate level, this type of. For the postgraduates, we further go in detail. And undergraduate level, you must know only the general principles and some points, diagnostic points, radiological, such as what is Gottman's triangle. Okay. So other surgical techniques, new modalities of treatment, new modalities, hyperthermia, embolization, blood flow of the swelling, you will block by embolization. Okay. Immunotherapy. So these are under work. Time is short. We will discuss only one. That is common exostosis. We keep the patient. We keep this case in exam. Exostosis. What is exostosis? What is exostosis? Osteochondroma. That is called as osteochondroma. Commonest tumor of the bone. Commonest tumor of the bone. Exostosis. When patient comes in front of you, there will be hard bony swelling. So exostosis. Developmental lesion starts as overgrowth of cartilage near the facial area. Epiphysis, the growth of the bone occurs. Types pedunculated or cauliflower. So exostosis, common sites, fast growing ends of the long bones. Metaphysis is the fast growing end of the long bone and rest of that. Malignant transformation can occur in 5 to 10% of the cases. Clinical features, pain and swelling, deformity, multiple lesions can occur. Teenage or young adults, X-rays diagnosed, well-defined exostosis emerging from the metaphor, well-defined. They can use this well-defined emerging osteochondroma from the metaphyseal area. You can treatment excision. There are other radiological, some slides I'll show. Kruppen-Schiffer deformity, in this case, proximal femur. The medullary cavity is wide, cortex is somewhat very thin, multiple lytic lesions. Fibrous dysplasia, multiple lytic lesions, fibrous dysplasia. Okay, multiple lytic lesions, fibrous dysplasia. Enchondroma, cartilaginous tumor, enchondroma, the cartilage is damaged, and then treatment by bone graft and curettage, cartilage tumor. Very huge swelling on the scapular area. You can do the examination of lumpy, very huge swelling on the scapular area, left scapular area, involving the whole scapula, and size about the transverse and vertical. I think uh, 4 inches into 3 inches. I think margins are not so well defined. Upper margins not well defined. I think maybe hard, bony. Okay. I think maybe adherent with the bone, not mobile. Okay. So examination. Malignancy, malignant growth. Acha, cystic lesions. Unicameral bone cyst, aneurysmal bone cyst, cystic lesions most common in children. The cyst appears in the metaphyseal area, and the treatment is injection of dipomedrol. That will cure the lesion. Injection of dipomedrol fortnightly also, and then curettage, and then bone graft. Okay. Yes. Cortex, medullary cavity, cortex is lost. Cortex is lost. Maybe cartilaginous tumor. Okay, aneurysmal bone cyst in the calcaneum. Aneurysmal bone cyst in the calcaneum. Multiple lytic lesions, then bone graft, and so on. So periosteal elevation. Oh, this is Codman's triangle. Periosteal elevation, Codman's triangle, and this is fibula. Fibula. Yes, wait. Fibula, thick, malignant growth. Periosteal elevation is different. Codman's triangle, periosteal elevation, bone, joint, totally involved. Different lytic lesions in the bone, metaphyseal area reaching the growth plate, and then growth plate, and then involve the whole physis, epiphysis. Okay. So if means tibia, if lesion is present, you can curate, you can do bone graft, and you can fix screws or implants. Yes, this way, osteosarcoma mostly. So then growth, and then curettage and bone cement. Okay, multiple painful areas, neurofibromatosis. Okay. Multiple myeloma, very multiple lytic lesions involving the femur, involving the spine, involving the pelvis, involving whole. That is bone scan and prophylactic or after fracture fixation of the bones. Multiple lytic lesions in the skull, multiple punched out lesions in the skull, in the femur, and then in the ribs. Okay. Questions? Ada, wait for question. Okay, we have 5 minutes only. So coming lecture by Professor Awais Sheikh from London. These are questions.